This is why I like Alex, because his content doesn't just work for your finances. It works for your dating in life. So go check this out. This is a strategy that he learned in Harvard that when I heard it, it blew my mind. Watch this.
That may sound not fair, but it's also the truth. Number one, this is actually from a Harvard Business School thing that I learned from Sharon Srivatsa. It's called BATNA. Now, I didn't know the fancy term for it, but it means best alternative to a negotiated agreement. So what does this really mean? Research has shown that having strong BATNA, basically a strong alternative, gives you significant leverage in negotiations. Negotiations is all about leverage. London Business School did a study and they found that negotiators who know their alternatives set higher aspirations, so they ask for more, they make more aggressive first offers, and they negotiate ultimately better outcomes. So
now, look, I'm going to pause it every now and then because I know some of you guys hate it when I pause it, and I'm going to link the video in the description down below. But I need to pause it because we need to apply this to women. What he's saying is that when you negotiate, negotiate while having other deals behind. Meaning, if you're going to offer something to someone, make sure you have a backup plan. But above all, make sure you feel good about your backup plan. When it comes to women, the backup plan that we're talking about here is what can make you feel happy if you don't get her, right? Are you able to be happy on your own if you don't have her? That's really the backup plan. Can you validate yourself? Can you become your own ecosystem of positive emotion? It's good if you have another woman to back you up. It's good if you have another girl, right? But what that really means is that if you don't like me, this girl can like me and can make me feel better about myself. When you have the capacity to be happy on your own, it becomes the ultimate backup. It literally radiates from within. Your nonverbal cues come across as more calm, more confident, less creepy, and less needy. And people can sense that because you start to ask for more. Your movement, your behavior just comes across as more dominant. All right, now I'm not going to pause it too much because
your BATNA serves as almost like an anchor, a counter anchor that you have in the back of your mind of what you're negotiating with. It's kind of like a source of power. It's a decision standard that you only accept deals that are better than your best alternative. You can think about this in any setting. So if you're with a girl and you know that you can only date 10s, if a 7 comes along, you're like, well, my alternative is a 10, so I'm only dealing with 10s. If someone says, hey,
what I want you guys to do is you only want to be with a woman that validates you. Not with a woman that makes you feel anxious. Not with a woman that makes you feel, I don't know if she likes me. Only go for those who validate you. And who are those? The women that chase. The women that respond to you chasing. Because if you chase a woman and she responds to you, she validates you. Good. That's the woman for you. But if she acts cold or she gives you mixed signals, don't go for that. Why? Because she's making you feel bad. She's not validating you. Walk away, right? Those standards. When I know that I'm either going to let you, you're either going to want me or you're not. You're not going to give me no mixed signals. A woman can sense, oh shit, the thing here. A woman can sense when you don't take that bullshit.
I'll be willing to buy all of your inventory for $10 a piece, and somebody else comes along and says, I'll do it for $9. Instead of just saying no, you're like, I'll do it for $10.50 or I'll do it for $11. You can edge them up. But if you know that it's not going to matter, then it doesn't matter. So I'll tell you something that recently happened. I'm right now negotiating to buy a home. It's something that Layla wants, and it's aggressive. We already have a home that we like a lot. I really like the house we have. My best alternative to buying this house is doing nothing and just enjoying the home that I already have. They're in a terrible position because I know that they haven't had anyone else who's bid on the property because it's aggressively priced. I'll just put it that way. It's them versus me, and it's who wants it less. The reason BATNA is so important is you're like, okay, I get that. How do I have a best alternative to a negotiated agreement? You win negotiations, and I'm starting with this one because I think it's all 5 of this, or 6 ones that I'm going to show you are going to be so important. But this one is probably the greatest source of psychological power. And you do this before you sit down to the table. Me going to look at these homes, I know I don't have to buy the homes. When I was selling Gym Launch and Prestige Labs, I was like, I can just keep the businesses and they'll just keep making me money. I don't need to.
What you'll notice is that what he's saying is that I don't need them. I have what I need. In relationships, it's really all about not having the extra car, not having another girl, right? Honestly, it's really about learning to become your own ecosystem of positive emotion. Even the guys with women can be simps because they rely on female validation. Fucking Jalen, the guy from the Houston Rockets. You don't think he's needy and creepy? Fucking Zion Williamson, my God, is he a lame-o? I could promise you he doesn't know how to be happy on his own. He doesn't know how to sit and not need a woman to validate him. Women can sense that, and they use that desperate, needy, creepy energy from you to manipulate you. When they don't sense that from you, they try to elicit it out of you. And the way they elicit it is through them flirting with you. It's through them trying to hit on you. Like, heck, they'll even try to get you drunk. That's how aggressive this gets women. But it comes down to you understanding that if I don't have you, I'll be at ease. And it's not that you think about it, but it's actually your reality.
Sell them. And from negotiating for that position, you only want to sell when you don't want to sell. You want to buy when you don't want to buy because you have something else. If you're looking for jobs as an employee, you want to negotiate when you already have another offer. So if you're going to your existing employer, get another offer and then negotiate with that. You can only do that so many times before you start losing goodwill. So you have to make sure that you're balancing that well. If you're dealing with a vendor, then you're like, okay, I'm going to get multiple bids before I'm going to decide to work with you because these are what I'm considering. You'll get so educated from actually negotiating 4, 5.
The problem is that a lot of guys just don't have options. You know, like that's the part that I understand. A lot of guys just don't have the options to do that. And the issue with guys is that you guys are just too isolated. You guys don't know how to make friends. You guys don't know how to actually go out into the world and actually meet women who you find attractive. You guys rely on systems that actually puts you in the weakest possible position. I mean, it's fucking crazy. And so the key here is to learn how to meet women outside of online, right? I'm gonna make a video about that, but genuinely, I'm an artist. So if I'm gonna meet women, I go to art groups or I go to poetry groups, that kind of stuff.
6 of these vendor agreements that you'll learn other terms that other people include that you can use, which is a later strategy that I'll explain. Getting multiple offers before you sit down increases your bet. So for sure, don't take the first offer because even if you have first offer within the negotiation with one guy, but then you have that offer compared to all the other offers you're ultimately going to get to do the work. On the vendor,
it pretty much means, and how we apply it is that don't say yes to the first woman that likes you, right? It reeks of desperation. Right. And the problem is that you guys just don't have enough options. You guys don't have enough leverage. That's just how that works. And because you guys lack leverage, you guys are unable to do this. You know, you guys don't have the emotional capacity to say no to a woman. Right. You guys don't have the emotional capacity to weigh your other options. You guys are so needy and creepy that the first woman that likes you, you act like she's the one.
Side, it's reversed. What's my best alternative? What are my other customers? If I've got 20 other customers, I've got people banging on the door, it's a supply-demand thing. So I've got more demand for my services than I have supply. And so if you don't want it, don't worry, I've got another customer behind you. And so this is the leverage that we go back and forth in negotiations. And then finally, with partnerships, the same idea. How can I get multiple offers from people wanting to buy my business? And at the same degree for me, if I'm trying to buy a business, then I want to not have to buy the business because I got other businesses I'm looking at. So no matter what, all of this is won before you sit down to the table. Right now, if you sit down and you need this deal and you have no other offer,
yeah, it's almost like if you start gaming when you are miserable and you need a woman to validate you, that's when you're gonna notice that women would just like they're just gonna be turned off, and that's how bad streaks happen because you're so miserable. You've had so many failures that you bring it over onto the next situation.
Tactics that you can try, sure, you can try to do it, but the thing is that it's just trying to win at poker only on bluffing. It's a bad position to be in. I would rather have pocket aces. If you have other offers, there's 2 different ways of thinking about this. So one is you can be overt about it and say, listen, this is the counter offer. If you can beat the offer, beat it. If you can't, no worries, we don't need to waste time. The other way is that you just have it in the back of your mind and then you just see what you can get. Because the thing is, somebody else is giving you a $10 offer. If you say, hey, I've got a $10 offer, maybe the person will just beat it by $10.25. But if you have the confidence that you know you're going to sell the inventory no matter what for a profit, shoot for 11, shoot for 12, shoot for 15. Like you can shoot way higher because you know your plan B is not.
Now, the only issue here is that some people overestimate their value. But at the core of it, what I take from this is that sometimes you have to demand more from life. And what I mean is expect more, right? And not just expect results, but learn how to feel happy on your own. At the end of the day, what confidence really is that if you don't like me back, I could go home and be by myself and feel at ease with myself. And a lot of guys just don't have that leverage. They need a woman's validation, and women can sense that. They don't want to give you any poom poom because they know you're begging for it. They know you're not happy. They don't want unhappy dick. They want guys that other women want. And the only way that they can tell that other women want you is how relaxed you are, how calm you are, not just how you look. How you look matters. But a woman can sense when a guy's content in life. Now, this only works, and I'm going to be very specific, with guys that this is more like a long-term strategy for average looking guys. If you're really Chad, you don't need this. But for average guys, this is how you stand out. Because most guys that are of similar attractive level to us, we're jaded. We're tired of this shit. So if you're the one that's more calm, more at ease, that has an ecosystem of positive emotion radiating from you, a woman will choose you over another average guy. That's just how it is. On top of the fact that if you learn how to develop more of a social life, holy shit, it'll be much easier. Much easier. I should make a video about that so I can help you guys out with it. Anyways, man, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org.
All right, guys, we're going to have a brief intermission so that I could tell you guys about our new bundle that we're doing where you guys can purchase all of my courses and get it at a discount. So this bundle is pretty much the bundle where you could just buy all of my courses. You could buy Nice Guy, which is a training course on how to come across more assertive, how to come across more confident, how to not give off nice guy vibes. You guys can get access to Dark Game, which is my full dating course on how to meet women in different scenarios, how to attract women, how to make sure you don't come across as creepy, and essentially how to act like a man and not act like a doofus, to be quite honest with you. And you get all of these bonuses, which is the bonuses of Dark Game, the bonuses of Practical Mastery, which is about how to master a skill, Social Mastery, which is how to master your social life, and the Laws of Human Nature, which is a book club videos that I had dissecting Robert Greene's book. All of this is naturally at around naturally is at $346, but you guys can purchase this bundle and get it at what's the price again? Get it at $238 pretty much. So you guys can purchase it right now. It's a money back 30-day money back guarantee. It's a good way to, rather than just buying them individually and paying extra, you guys can just purchase everything at a discount price. Now, the only thing I don't like is the fact that I'm giving you a lot of information at the same time. That makes me kind of scared because a lot of times people don't do the things that I teach when you get too much information. But I've gotten too many requests to do this, so I'm just satisfying you guys. Purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle. All right, let's continue with the video.